Hey everybody, it's David Bradley here with richmansgym.com, and this is the Rich Man's Gym podcast, a podcast dedicated, a personal development podcast dedicated to strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So if you, like me, are looking to level up and tap in your true potential, then you, my friend, you are in the right place. So thank you so much for being here. Let's get going. Oh, and hey, before I get too deep into this, listen, if you're getting some value from the Rich Man's Gym podcast, if you're liking it, if it's having an impact on you, if it's helping, do me a favor for the flavor. Share that sucker out into cyberspace so that other folks can benefit from it too. Don't be selfish. Share the love, okay? Also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and get that done right now. That way you don't miss anything at all. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you hitting subscribe, and thank you for sharing this out so that other folks can benefit from it too. All right, now, before I get into today's episode, let us jump into a super duper real quick fast word from our sponsor about a new supplement line that I'm trying right now. So check this out. Hey, it's David Bradley here with richmansgym.com, and I'm trying out a new line of supplements so you don't have to. And no, it is not a super soldier serum as much as I wish it was, but it might just be the closest thing to it. Listen, every day I take the same three things, sometimes multiple times a day. Essential amino acids, right, for overall recovery and pre-workout. I also take green for immunity and general detox and cleansing, and I take a red for heart and blood health. For 30 servings of those things, I will easily drop $180. Now, recently I tripped into a company called Live Good, and I was able to get the greens, the reds, the EAAs, essential amino acids, for how much? How much? 18. That's right. $54 for these three. But Dave, are they any good? I don't know, honestly. But I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna get back to you. Again, like I said, I'm testing out a new line of supplements so you don't have to. So check back with me in a couple weeks. I'm gonna have a full review. Do they taste good? Do they have an effect? Do I notice a difference? How's it impacting my body comp? Full review. And where do they get the ingredients? What's in these things for real? Are they even good for you? Are they comparable to the name brand, right? Are you getting value from this? And then if you don't want to wait, right? You want to go check them out yourself. You want to go on this journey with me? Head on over to livegood.com/richmansgym. That's livegood.com/richmansgym.com. And you too can get these for $18 a pop with your membership. Okay, so get some more information on that. livegood.com/richmansgym. Hit me up with any questions. I'm happy to talk to you about it. And stay tuned, because in 2 to 3 weeks, full breakdown on whether or not this is a good deal or not. And we're back. Okay, so hey, quick update on the Grace. Got even better on my time last week. That's Grace, for those of you not following along. That is a CrossFit workout for those of you that are just joining us. Welcome, first-timers. Grace is a CrossFit workout that I've been practicing and working on and working on improving at. 30 clean and jerks with 135 pounds on the bar, 4 time. Some of these heavy hitters are doing it in sub 2 minutes. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. And when I started, I was at like 9 minutes and change. Last week, shaved another 7 seconds off my time, 5 minutes, 48 seconds, 41 milliseconds. So getting better every single time. Next week will be a strength training I'm going to put 155 on the bar. I'm still going to do 30 reps, but not for time. I'm just going to do strength ladders until I reach 30. I've found that helps me with strength, and it makes it feel lighter when I get the 135 on there, and I can do it a little bit faster. So that seems to be working. So that ain't broke, so I'm not going to try and fix it. So I'll keep you in the loop on my progress with Grace, and thank you for following along and cheering me on as well. This week we are going to be talking about pressure. And so the quote of the week is going to be a little bit about that. It's going to come from my boss, Grant Cardone. 3 things about me if you didn't know. Number 1, 10X training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. So if you're a business owner, you have a sales team, if you are looking to get to your next level in your business, we have a program with coaching that can show you a 15 to 30% lift in new business in as little as 90 days, sometimes less. So if you want more information on that, check out cardonesolutions.com/coaching. But the quote is going to come from Uncle G, my Uncle G, your Uncle G, everybody's Uncle G, Grant Cardone. Here's the quote, and it is in direct relation to today's topic, which is pressure. Here we go. Too many people stop short. They stop digging right before they strike gold or break through to success. Don't let that be you. So there's your quote of the week. Think about that for a second. How many times have you stopped short? How many times have you thrown in the towel on success? You're like, I'll never get there. Okay. Did you see the image I had posted up there? Don't be the guy on the bottom. Do not be the guy on the bottom. Be the guy on the top. Don't quit. persist, as Grant says, until the miracle happens. Okay, so there's your quote of the week. It means don't quit, don't give up. So pressure, let's talk about pressure.
What would you know about pressure?
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, there are 3 types of pressure. Too much pressure, not enough pressure, and then the right amount, kind of a Goldilocks thing, just the right amount. Now, when there's too much pressure, it's kind of obvious, things start breaking down. They can't function. They implode on themselves. Not enough, and nothing happens, or things regress and atrophy. They go backwards. But the right amount of pressure, this is where we break through, this is where we grow, this is where we adapt. Too much pressure, break down. The right amount, break through. Not enough, nothing happens. Make sense? Really simple, right? Not always easy though. So what I want to do with you today really just sort of give you like a definitive guide, if you will. I did a blog on this recently, so I just thought I'd move it over to the podcast. Just sort of give you a guide on how to deal with pressure in your life. And then with any luck, hopefully, busting a few myths about pressure. Look, you guys, here's the deal. Pressure, it's an inevitable part of life. And it can come in all different types. There's so many different forms of pressure. You can't escape it either. Like there's physical pressure, on your physical body pressure. There's mental pressure, there's emotional pressure, there's pressure from society. And we've seen a lot of that in the last 3 years, right? So now, regardless of the type of pressure, pressure could be positive and helpful, could be negative. And so I want to explore all 3 with you. And then more importantly, how to manage those. Too much pressure, too much stress, anxiety, burnout, you feel overwhelmed, you can't cope with the demands of life. Too much pressure can come from a couple different spots. Work, school, relationships, family, personal expectations. So when you're looking to manage it, handle it, you want to identify the source. That's the first, hey, where's this coming from? Right? And then most importantly, take responsibility for it and then make a decision about its validity. So you can then look for ways to either reduce it, eliminate it, handle it. It's also incredibly important to sort of take a moment here and then identify who you are. Like, where are you? What time is it? When the pressure's on, you might not be in present time. You know what I mean? You may be having a reaction to something in the future that hasn't happened yet. You may be triggered by a past event. So the first thing you need to do when you're starting to feel pressure is like, where am I? What's going on? What time is it? Where am I at? Center yourself. And then most importantly, do something about it, right? So you could say no to additional responsibilities. I don't recommend that, but you could. You can delegate some stuff. Find the most important thing you should be doing right now. Work on that. Delegate the rest. Seek support from other people. And then here's a sort of like a little sidebar caveat sort of thing. Listen, if you're adding additional meaning to the incoming pressure, you're definitely not in the present moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you're responding to imaginary events, not like what's actually there in real time. Does that follow? Additionally, when you are following and practicing and committed to self-care activities like exercise, meditation, breath work, mindfulness, you become far better equipped to control how you and your body is responding when you feel like you're under too much pressure. You have a choice right now. Break down, break through. And I want to tell you a story about Michael Jordan. Maybe it's not a story, but just sort of an anecdote. Like he's one of these guys that would practice harder than he played. Why? Why would Michael Jordan in practice have 6 guys bum rush him all at the same time when he's got the ball at half court and practice 3-point shots? Why? Because when the pressure is actually on in a real game and there is actually 6 seconds on the clock and he's only got 4 guys bum rushing him, this is easy peasy. He's done it 1,000 times. So when you find yourself under too much pressure, when there's 6 seconds on the clock and you got to score the winning 3-point shot, okay, you're going to break down or you're going to break through. And that's usually a result of how well trained you are. Under pressure, you will not rise to the occasion. You will sink to the level of your training. That's from Barrett Tillman. Okay. Number 2, not enough pressure will lead to complacency. It's going to lead to boredom. It's going to lead to a lack of motivation. It's going to leave you feeling unchallenged and stagnant in life. Not enough pressure comes from lack of goals, low expectations of yourself, which may have been taught to you, and fear of failure. Now, take a look at how this applies, what I'm about to share with you. Take a look at how this applies to our current situation on the planet right now. Complacency and boredom leads people to focus only on problems. You start getting a little bit antagonistic, right? You start focusing on just the problems, then you start getting angry. And then when you get to the anger piece of this puzzle, then fear and doubt starts really creeping in and just working on you. And then you know what happens? You make bad decisions. Now, considering that you and I, us, we are in the image of the divine, that is how we were made. We were made in the image of the divine. We were not put on this planet to be mediocre, average, or ordinary. So, if you're looking to manage not having enough pressure in your life, you need a little bit of pressure. So you want to start setting yourself some big goals that expand, challenge your current belief system, challenge your current reality, challenge your current physical state. You need goals and you need a mission. Goals that generate high levels of interest for you, that are fun to move toward, that get you excited about the future. Look to be as present as you can. I keep coming back to this. Be as present as you can in this moment while moving towards something even bigger and even better than your current condition. You following that? That making sense? Okay. Grant Cardone, I mentioned him earlier. Have goals so big your problems pale in comparison. It's an Uncle G original. Have goals so big your problems pale in comparison. Do you have goals big enough to make the problems you have right now look itty bitty? If not, time to level up on the goals. So set them bigger. Start trying new things that are interesting to you. Learn a new skill. Get a hobby. Right? Take on a new project. And then additionally, go make sure that you're connected to and surrounding yourself with other people who are going to inspire you and wait for it, pressure you to grow and develop. Basically, go get some better friends. Third one is the right amount of pressure. This is where we want to live. This is where we want to reside. This is where we want to be. The right amount of pressure. The right amount of pressure will motivate and inspire you to achieve your goals. It's going to help you perform at your best and you're going to feel fulfillment in your life. The right amount of pressure will inspire you to achieve your goals. It will help you perform at your best and you will feel more fulfilled in your life. The right amount of pressure comes when, as I mentioned a second ago, you are setting some big, fat, juicy goals that are challenging you, that are moving you towards your true potential. One of the reasons Rich Man's Gym exists. So with the right amount of pressure, it's essential that you stay focused on these goals that I'm talking about. Write them down at least twice a day. You need a growth mindset, meaning you believe that you can grow and that you can get better. And it's not just a belief, it's a knowingness. You also want to visualize your success. Keep track of your progress. Celebrate all wins and achievements. Never, ever minimize something awesome that happened to you, something that you did that was good. Never, ever minimize it. I could have come on here earlier and said, well, I only shaved 7 seconds off of Grace. I didn't do that. Man, I'm like, I got 7 seconds shaved off that sucker. Right? Feels good. Celebrate your wins, all achievements. So additionally, if you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people, I just talked about making sure you got new friends or better friends. If you need to upgrade. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people, you are literally making it harder on yourself. You need supportive, positive people who will help you maintain the right amount of pressure. Do you remember that scene in Pumping Iron where Lou Ferrigno, he's like in the basement with his dad and he's doing like military press and he's just grinding it out and he's like, and his dad's pushing him and like that. That's what we're talking about. That's Lou under pressure, getting bigger, getting better. That moment, if you're looking for like healthy, positive, good pressure, and his dad's he's like, go, like that. You need that in your life. You need people like that in your life. And that's the real truth. Without pressure, there is no life. It's inevitable. It's happening. It will happen. And again, it can come in several different forms. It can be positive and healthy and growth orientated, or it can be negative. It can be destructive. Think about a diamond for a second. You got a lump of coal. The right amount of pressure, it becomes the diamond. Too much, it implodes on itself. Not enough, just stays coal. And then what happens? We burn it. When you become aware of and you have an understanding about these three different types of pressure, you then get to manage them in a way that's going to help you achieve and accomplish a more fulfilling life in any area of your life, for that matter. That could be you. What's Rich Man's Gym about? Strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. You need the right amount of pressure to develop your body. You need the right amount of pressure to develop your mind, and you need the right amount of pressure to develop your spirit. Too much pressure in any of those areas, and we crack, we break down, we implode, just like a lump of coal. Not enough, and we just stay coal the right amount, and we become the diamond. Or, as Mr. Miyagi says, squish like grape. And remember this too, the thing about staying coal and becoming fuel, that's fuel for who? Other people's energy. Yeah, okay. But with the right amount of pressure, you get to achieve all your dreams, you get to create your future, and you get to live up to your true potential. All right, how was that, huh? So how much pressure are you going to put yourself on this week? Healthy, positive, good pressure. Let me know what your experience has been with pressure in the past. Are you somebody that cracks under pressure? Are you able to rise to the occasion based on your level of training? Okay. So, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Would love to get some comment and feedback from you on how this episode about pressure is helping you. Thank you for staying into the end if you're still here. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear it. Also, remember, share, like, comment, get it out there into cyberspace so that other folks can benefit from it too. Thanks again for listening. This is Rich Man's Gym, strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. Train anywhere, and I'll see you soon.